Bros Productions is proud to present Kansas City Jets High School Travel Hockey. Kansas City Jets Hockey is brought to you by Bickelmeyer Meats, the Bortnick Law Firm, Edward Jones Investments, Goodwin Homeworks, Jeremy Franklin Automotive, the Kansas City Ice Center, Kansas Financial Resources, KC Ice, the Kohler Bortnick Team, Olive Events and Catering, Three Peaks Lawn Care, the Midwest High School Hockey League, and Beck Bros Productions. Now, Kansas City Jets Hockey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to Sidner Ice Arena here in Fremont, Nebraska. Joel Becker, and today joined in this JV game by Doug Dorley, who is sitting in for Homer Scabona on this weekend, at least for this game, as the Jets JV taking on the Fremont Flyers in the second of 6 games over the weekend.
That's right. Yes, sir.
So welcome to the booth. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me up here.
It's not. You're ready for your special Homer Scabona.
Yeah, the Homer Scabona shout out to him. Old Gary, everyone misses you.
I was thinking more along the lines of the bombs that he likes to drop from time to time.
I'll try and be on my best behavior tonight.
Well, we'll see whether or not you have anything to worry about.
Yes, sir.
So, at any rate, the Kansas City Jets getting set to take on the Fremont Flyers. I was able to get rid of all our little boxes that we had before in between games. So, like I said, we couldn't see them before. There's still a couple down near where the clock is, but that's not bothering anybody. So, this is our new little scoreboard. It's on the bottom now instead of on the top, which seems to be 10 years ago. We had scoreboards on the top. Now
it's all on the bottom.
It's all on the bottom, so we're just joining the time, and I even got logos in now for the teams.
We are high speed for sure.
We're doing what we can. All right, so JV squad, you saw the varsity game. You know, it's a great way for the team to get a little confidence going into the weekend against Omaha.
Yeah, it was a good dust off for sure. Get the bust legs off and have a good skate and then regroup and go tomorrow.
So a couple of guys that did get a chance to see some action when we played in the varsity game, Brody Lee and Lane Whitrock out there to start things off, along with Landon Arnold. And we are underway here in the first period of play as the Jets taking on the Fremont Flyers. And looks like Brian Williams getting the start for the Flyers, and for the Jets, it's Camden Krugel and the goal to our left. And just like in the varsity game, the Jets on the opening faceoff, taking it all the way down into the Flyers' end and getting some pressure going, as Whitrock then takes down a man. We'll see if no call.
No penalty, no sir.
Well, I tell you what, I think he might have gotten away with one there.
I think he did too.
And we're less than a minute in, and the puck comes right near the side of the goal, and a shot. I believe that was Brody Lee.
Good shot, good save.
And a save by Williams, and he hangs on. So just underway, 52 seconds into this first period, and the Jets with some pretty good offense, and that's what they did when they started the varsity game until they gave up a penalty pretty early on.
Yeah, they're doing okay. They had some pretty good puck control right there, and it's tough. You just get off the bus after a 5-hour drive or a 4-hour drive, and you got to shake the dust off for sure.
So now this JV team, this is another thing for them, is Krugel in the corner trying to work it out. They're not used to playing second
right
in these games, and you'd think there'd be a little advantage there, like you said, in terms of like dusting off the rust, so to speak, as that puck goes really right near the side of the goal. Kaufman couldn't really get a shot on goal, but on the other hand, sometimes they're not used to playing this late in the day either.
Yeah, exactly. They're here and they just had to sit for 2 hours in a cold rink and let their legs kind of shrink up on them, so to speak. And so hopefully they did a good job of warming up.
Boy, Krugel in front. That one came right to Kaufman, but he kind of handcuffed a little bit and never did get a good stick on it. Jets play it out to the Fremont line. Back for it, Minich for Fremont. Flyers try to break out, and it's just sent the length of the ice. They say no icing as it goes on goal. And Krugel makes his first save of the game as the puck comes up the far boards. Kept in by the Flyers. And right in the middle, a shot. That goes wide off the end boards. Over there, Amon trying to work it free, and Kaufman in the corner. He'll come up the near side boards, and it's poked out to center ice. Back for it, Hoffman for the Flyers. He sends it across to Manier, and all the way back into the near corner. Flyers do get it back out to center ice, and that eluded Hunter Pipe's stick. He goes back for it in his own zone. Plays it off the sideboards and out to center. All the way back is Manier again. He'll play it out to center. The Jets dump it back in and finish off a line change as we have played 2 minutes 45 seconds of the first period. And it was sent back by Lemke back to the point. That was played toward the side. Elam couldn't really get much on it, and now the Flyers will dump it in. Back for it, Pipe behind his net. He just plays it off the end boards and around.
Good pass, good heads
big
up pass.
Hit in the, behind the play on Kill Smith, but carrying on Riggs. And a couple of players go down in a heap in the corner. Back of the net, Lemke. He comes out to the far side. Now cycles it down low. Got it to Pointland.
They're doing a good job of controlling the puck here, keeping it away from, almost like they're on a power play, but yet it's 5-on-5.
And Elam walking the line in on goal. A shot right on and a save by Williams, and he will hang on. 11:25 to go here in this first period. And like you said, it's been all Jets so far.
Yeah, for the most part, every now and then they get one down the ice. We regroup and head right back on in their zone.
So off the face-off, the Flyers able to get it all the way down into the Jets' end. A good job of coming back. And now going for a skate in his own end.
Good.
Up ahead on left wing. Trying to work in Wood. In on goal. A shot and a glove saved by Williams. As Jaden Wood had a pretty good look there from right in between the hash marks.
Yeah, you got to take that shot there. Good job for him. Goalie just made a good play.
So we'll get another face-off deep inside the Flyers' end to the right of Brian Williams. Off the draw. Jets play it out to the point. Comes down back of the net. Fremont and Wood over there. Out there with Woodworth. Comes up the boards. Back out to Bloom. A long shot and another glove save. That time Brian Williams saw it the whole way.
Yeah.
And he will hang on. Gives the Flyers a chance to do some player changes. Looks like the Jets will stay with this Wood line. Out there in between Woodworth and Pointland.
They're looking good. They're slowly starting to warm up, and I think here pretty soon we're going to see one fall.
So walking in, Woodworth couldn't really get a shot on goal as he kind of overskated. Now the puck back in the Jets' end. They play it off the sideboards, and it does come out to center ice. Kind of dangerous as they're trying to change while the puck's over in the same general area. Arnold plays it ahead. Goes into the Flyers' end. Minich couldn't get a stick on it, and Arnold goes to try and work it free in the near corner. Puck still loose there. Arnold again back of the net. He has a man in front, couldn't get it to him. 2 Jets and 2 Flyers are over there. Arnold again.
Digging it out. Good job.
Plays it back out to the point. One-timer goes well wide. It's still low and right in the breadbasket on that backhand shot by Woodworth. And the Jets will change players. Face off. We are 5 minutes into the first period. Still no score. The Jets have had a lot of pressure.
They sure have.
Haven't been able to solve Brian Williams so far.
Yep, we're putting it right in his glove or right in the middle of his chest. We need to try and get some misdirection and go to the open side of the net.
Off the face-off, puck loose in front. Lee tried to center it there, but Jets couldn't get a stick on it, and now the Flyers the other way, and we're going to get a penalty. As maybe Arnold, a hooking call, I believe, is what's coming. And I know it's going to be Lane Whitrock heading off. And hooking is the call, so the Jets, just like in the varsity game, after a pretty good amount of pressure, are going to be killing a penalty.
Yeah, you know, that penalty, it looked a little questionable, just 2 guys fighting for the puck, but I don't know how many calls we're going to get up here tonight, but You know,
Didn't have much to complain about in the last game.
Right, yeah. You know, if it's a penalty, it's a penalty. We'll have to deal with it and move on.
So, Jets shorthanded. Brenneman out there on the draw, and it comes back to Amon, who looks for a lane and does send it out to center. Now shorthanded, trying to work in Brenneman. He's got Arnold with him. Sends it across for Arnold, but he couldn't handle the pass. Shorthanded for the Jets. A good job to waste some time, though, as we've already seen 20 seconds tick by on this initial power play for the Flyers. They'll work ahead on left wing, try to work ahead with it. And we get a whistle, as that play, I believe, was offsides. Half a minute gone by in the power play. Face off in the neutral zone. Brenneman again out there with Arnold. Redmond and Amon killing the penalty for the Jets, and it's played all the way back to the Flyers line. Up the near side boards and out to center. Trying to work ahead with it. Nahamov now into the corner. Amon plays it up the far boards. He'll play it to the point, but not out. Now the Jets with the intercept. And shorthanded, trying to work back the other way. This is Amon. He'll walk toward the middle. Try to pull the trigger on a wrist shot. And then put it right through the middle of the ice. Didn't really get much on it, but in a dangerous area. And Brenneman back at his own line with it. He'll circle around, come up the middle of the ice, and just dump it the length of the ice. Jets are changing. 50 seconds left to go in the power play for the Flyers. Goes off a Krugel's stick, does come out to center ice, but then the Flyers ice it. We will get a whistle and a face-off. 41 seconds left in Whitrock's hooking minor. 8.5 minutes left to go in the first period. Jets and Flyers knotted up, scoreless.
Yep, the Jets are doing good. They're doing a good job controlling the puck, even on the penalty kill.
So off the face-off, Kaufman and Krugel out there. Krugel trying to pick up the loose puck, but he couldn't. And the Flyers will at least get out to center ice. Left wing pass. And now
steal. Good job.
Kaufman shorthanded. He tried to work his way in. That was off a skate. And the Flyers once again, with 20 seconds to go in their power play, will try for maybe one more rush here. Up on left wing. That went off the stick of Morris. Now they'll play it toward the side. That was Bodie Young. Back of the net. Penalty is over. 0 for 1 for the Flyers, and the puck goes the length of the ice. It's not an icing because it was sent back by the Flyers, and off the bench, Riggs trying to track it down. He gets knocked down in the corner. Comes loose in front, and a sharp angle shot by Riggs and a save by Williams. He has been sharp in this game. That's the only reason why this is still scoreless. Aside from the power play, the Jets have certainly had the better of the play so far. 7.5 minutes halfway through the first period. Pipe will send it ahead on right wing, looking for Kaufman. Went off his skate, but he couldn't handle it. Dumped in by the Flyers. Into the corner. Comes back out toward the point. Minich over there, sends it across. Riggs couldn't get a stick on it, but then the Jets. Yeah, they do clear it. So back for it is Manier in his own zone. That one comes all the way down the ice, but it goes on net, and Krugel will leave it for Bloom. Bloom up ahead on left wing. And Smith, and he works in, but the play was offsides. And we'll get a whistle and a face-off. 6:40 left to go in this first period. Jets still looking for their first goal. They won the JV game, 9-2 the final in that one. Took them a while to get going there, too.
It took them a while. Took them about 10 minutes to get that first one to drop, and I think it was only, 2-0 at the end of the first before they really kind of turned it on. So
a couple of Jack Deaver goals in the first period.
Yes.
Kept waiting for him to get the hat trick, but he never did in the game. In the meantime, Lemke with it on right wing for the Jets. He'll work in all the way back of the net. Tried to cycle it into the corner, but that play was broken up. Caldwell kept that puck in. Activates from the right point. Now back of the net with it. Aiden comes all the way out to the far side.
That's a smart play. The pass wasn't there. It was too muddied up down there.
Got it back to the net. Smith's in front, and a sharp angle shot, save. And
Net's
we
off.
Riggs. And yeah, it does look like the net's way off. And we get a whistle.
We're getting,
5:49 to go.
we're getting a bunch of shots, but we're also not helping ourselves with these hard angle, low percentage goals or low percentage shots.
Well, and it's not necessarily a bad idea to put it on goal from there, but the only way that works is if you then also have somebody waiting for a rebound and you keep the shot low.
Yep. If you get the rebound and not throw it in his mitt.
Right. So, Amana shot that, hit a stick and goes wide. Woodworth with the rebound. In the far corner, try to play it in front. That was broken up, and the Flyers get it out to center. Redmond with it there. He'll just dump it in. Wood after for the loose puck in the far corner. He'll circle around with the circle in the zone. Now comes out to the near side and a sharp angle shot. And it was going to go about 3 feet wide, but Williams caught it and hung on with 5:20 left to go in the first period.
That was a good cycle, holding possession of the puck. Just another shot in the goalie's net. Or I'm sorry, in the goalie's mitt.
Woodworth off the draw. Goes to the sideboards and the Flyers get it out. Trying to work ahead with it, Young. He'll work in on the zone. Dropped it back for O'Malley. That was broken up. Puck loose. Flyers dangerous in front. Picked off by Redmond and back the other way. Chase on right wing. It will work in. A little toe drag and a shot that went off a stick. Ends up going off the end boards and now comes out to center ice. Jets were relatively close to too many men there, but I guess they figured at the bench was close enough. Yeah. And the Flyers send it down the ice. They say no icing for some reason. Back of the net, Amon, and now the Jets pick it up and they'll try and break out toward center, up toward Lee, who tips it, but a good job by Andrzejczyk to break that up. Now here's Lee again on his backhand. He works behind the net. He has Arnold in front, but couldn't get him the pass, and eventually gets knocked off the puck. Puck up the near side boards. It was knocked down by Pipe for a minute, but it goes off his stick and out to center. Now all the way back for Elam. Over across. Pipe trying to work up the middle. He had it poked away by Myers. It goes into the corner. Flyers will play it around to the near side. Down to under 4 minutes to go in the first period. Still no score. Pipe kept it in at the point for a minute. Still right near the line. It comes out to center. Elam. He will gain the red line and dump it in. Jets start a line change behind the play. Whitrock over there trying to work it free. Has Lee with him. Whitrock in the corner. He'll walk out in front. Laying a shot that hit traffic, then a rebound shot, and Williams got a piece of it. Then he got the rebound, the second rebound as well. Still no score as the puck goes all the way back into the Jets' end. Back for it, Elam. Pulls up back of the cage. Up ahead on right wing for Lee. Brody Lee.
Oh, lost an edge here.
Yep, trying to work ahead. Got it in on goal. Oh, the give and go opportunity. But the return pass from Krugel never made it to him and hit a leg. Kaufman in front for Lee off his stick.
Brody's exhausted, looking to get a change.
Well, he's been out there for an awfully long time. Long shot bouncing in on goal, and Krugel will just cover up. Off that shot from outside of the red line. Came off the stick of Dylan. I'm assuming this is Nahimov, Nahimov.
Nahimov, maybe?
Nahimov. Okay, then. Off the face-off. Thompson Krugel with the puck. He'll work in on left wing. All the way in on goal. Overskated right as he got to the end. Couldn't ever pull the trigger. Under 2.5 minutes to go in the period. Still scoreless. Jets and Flyers, puck in the near corner. They play it in front. Kaufman a shot and a save. Williams, and didn't really like seeing Dane right on his doorstep after that. Gave him a little shot with a stick. We're going to whistle a face-off. 2:14 to go.
That's good. They're starting to be pesky. They're starting to, get under their skin a little bit. shots should start falling here, hopefully, you would think.
We shall see. Off the face-off, the puck was loose, but it's picked up by the Flyers and back into the zone. Nahimov, I don't know. Anyway, he lost it, and now back the other way. Here's Kaufman. It's 3-on-1 into the zone. Dane in on goal. A shot, and he missed everything. Goes high off the glass. Boy, that's the last thing you want to do. Now a odd man rush, in on goal. Nahimov, a shot, and a save by Krugel. His first big test of the game.
Good job for Krugel right there.
Good effort there by the Flyers. Kaufman trying to work in on right wing. He'll walk toward the middle in front. Krugel, a shot, and he scores. Thompson Krugel.
Great pass and vision by Kaufman to get over to Krugel.
And the Jets do. It's late, but they get the initial goal and lead it 1-0. We'll take a look here as the Jets originally go up, and Kaufman in on right wing does a good job pulling up to make a play here, and then sends it right across to Krugel, and he makes no mistake. Goes high glove side.
Great vision, unselfish play. Good job.
Yep, about halfway up the side. And Jets lead it 1-0. Just a minute 35 left to go in the period. They have had, as we were talking about, the better of the play all throughout the first period, but now they get some fruits of their labor. Kaufman and Caldwell get the assists. Boy, that would look offside. Long shot. And a kick save by Krugel goes into the corner. Down to a minute 7 left to go. Kept in on a good play there at the point by Pruss. Now over for it is Andrzejczyk. A check.
Good steal by Kale.
And they got it out to center, but the pass eluded Kaufman on the attempt. Then Pruss again. Plays it right through the middle. Smith couldn't get a stick on it, but now it's carried on. And working ahead of Mott with half a minute to go. Shot that was stopped to the defense, but it's carried on by Redmond. Redmond, and he overskated. Puck comes up the near side boards. Jets keep it in. Good play that time by Riggs to keep this play alive. And comes all the way back out to Redmond at the Blues line, or excuse me, at the Jets line. Now Pointelin trying to work in. Wood with the loose puck. He'll walk in front on his backhand, comes out near the line, and the shot hit traffic in front there by Pipe. And then Wood put it on goal, and an easy glove save by Williams. He hangs on with just 3 seconds left to go. Did you pull your goalie here?
No.
3 seconds left.
I wouldn't. Just let him get the bus legs out. Let him have a good night. Be productive. Let them try some things they might not normally try, and have a good night.
Woodworth on the draw, and actually the Flyers win it, so that will do it. The first period comes to a close. The Jets get the only goal, 1-0 our score. After one period of play here from Sidner Ice Arena in Fremont. We'll take a quick break and come back for the second period right after this. This is Kansas City Jets Hockey here on the Jets Hockey Network.
It was a chance for a new beginning and a better laugh for a wagon train of hopefuls leaving the war-torn South to relocate in Kansas. Unfortunately, new enemies and old habits die hard, and the truth can come to mean very little. Outmanned and outgunned, Reuben, Marion, and Homer put their lives on the line as they saddle up and fight for what is right on the Glory Trail.
Glory Trail, part of the Trail series by David R. Lewis. Available as an ebook at Amazon.com, Smashwords, and iTunes, and as an e-audiobook at Amazon and Audible.com.
Welcome back out to Sidner Ice Arena here in Fremont. Joel Becker along with Doug Dorley sitting in for Homer Scabona. today. Wanted to remind you once again, Teddy Bear Takeoff coming up a week from Saturday, after Thanksgiving, as the Teddy Bear Toss. Ready to go here for the second period of play. Jets on top 1-0 over Fremont as the teams change sides. Both teams at 5 aside. Woodworth in on goal. A backhand shot. And he missed the net. Ends up going back of the goal. Jets have had their chances. They've made good on one of them so far. Kept in good play by Elam, but handed it right to the Flyers. Now he'll stop it again at the left point. Comes all the way to the far side. Wood after for it there. He takes his man into the boards.
I think he lost his stick there.
Yeah, it was the Flyers player that
was the Flyers?
Yeah, that lost his stick. And now coming away with it. And in front, as that was Brennanman who tried to get it in. Then Wood's shot steered aside. I tell you what, Brian Williams has had a very good game so far, the goaltender for the Flyers.
He's had a great game.
This could easily be 3 or 4-0.
Absolutely could. He's giving up rebounds, and we're not in the right position, or when he's not giving them up, we're throwing it right in his glove. So,
puck near the front of the crease there for the Jets, but it was cleared out of harm's way. Brody Lee couldn't get a stick on the puck. It's loose along the near side boards. Jets dump it in. Woodworth late on a shift. Now Pike with it. He'll dump it in. Jets need to tag up, I should say. They do. Lee after for to the near corner. Now it's taken by the Flyers and Jackson Morris. Up the near side boards. Bloom kept it in. And then he lost it, and it comes out to center ice. Arnold. And he does wait just long enough to get it in. Has Whitrock with him, and he has a...
lost an edge penalty on them coming up.
I was going to say, he didn't just lose an edge. There was a stick there. And there's going to be a tripping call, I believe.
Nice hustle by Arnold on that one.
So the Jets are going to have their first chance on the power play. 17 minutes into this one, tripping the call.
I want to say hi to old Homer Scabona and Logan Lapika for their wedding this weekend.
Yeah, Mazel Tov, Logan.
Skibby's always missed when he's not here.
One of the Jets' best snipers ever.
Yes, he is. That's why his name's up on the banner and the rafters of KCIC.
He was the Jets' leading scorer all time until very, very recently.
Yeah, did Eric Beckley actually get that last year?
No.
Or was it?
That was a Mason.
Mason Johnson, okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about all-time total scoring, not just for one season. Yeah. So puck goes into the near corner. Power play for Kansas City. Whitrock with it. He'll just walk in from the dot and on goal. A shot and a glove saved by Williams, and really not the thing you want to do on a power play.
No, that was a good hard shot, but again, it's right, right in the goalie's.
Right, you want to take advantage of having the man advantage, though.
Yeah.
19 seconds gone by. Lane will get an opportunity to try and win a draw here, and he does. And Kaufman plays it back for Bloom. He'll walk the line. Bloom straight away, and a shot, and that was tipped just wide by Kaufman. Ends up going over the net and behind it. He'll try and center one, coming to Lee. He gloves it down, couldn't get a stick on it. Now he does. His shot was blocked to the defense, and the Flyers send it the length of the ice on goal. And Krugel will put a paddle down and give it to Bloom. 100 seconds left to go in the Jets' man advantage. Caldwell dumps it into the near side. Kaufman after for it there. Plays it back to Whitrock. Whitrock now to Bloom. He walks the line, gave it back to Whitrock. That eluded his stick, but he'll catch up to it in the corner. Circles around. Puck comes loose. Now Bloom kept it in straight away in on goal. A shot, he scores.
All right, nice shot.
Bo Bloom. A power play goal makes it 2-0. So they ended up having a pretty decent power play when all was said and done, with some pretty good puck control and a great job there by Bloom to keep that puck in, and then he puts himself in a really good scorer's position. This is actually exactly where your boy was when he scored in the varsity game. And the old wicked wrister. In fact, he also went high blocker side. Same shot.
Yeah, good shot right there. We had guys in position if that hit the rebound. So Way to go at the weak spot of the goalie, so to speak.
Jets 1 for 1 on the power play. And they lead it 2-0 here in the second period. 11:42 left to go.
So good job by Arnold keeping the puck in.
It's kind of a similar situation to the varsity game. It took them a little while to get going, but starting to increase the lead. Redmond with the puck along the far side boards. Now comes into the Jets' end, but come on there. Now Whitrock, and he'll just play it back to Redmond. Case plays it up right wing. He had it picked off by a Fremont player. They end up in a heap along the far side boards, and the puck's still loose, and now it's taken by the Jets. And working in is Whitrock on left wing and on goal. Looked to center it, didn't have anybody to get it to, and so instead he'll just hang on to it. Plays it in front, sharp angle shot, and a save by Williams. He had Arnold right there, but didn't get him the pass. Then Redmond fanned as he tried to dump that in. Puck in the neutral
Good job,
zone.
Redmond.
Yep, again, trying to go coast to coast with it. Was able to get it into the corner. Jets take over there. Brody Lee in the near side. He'll circle around near the line, played it toward the middle. That went off a stick. And the Flyers can't clear Arnold. Back of the net. Puck along the far boards. Pipe pinches in. He lost an edge. Might have been tripped, but in the meantime, it goes off the back of the goal, off the stick of Kaufman, and then comes back out. Pipe will just send it down low again. The Jets try and get a cycle going. That was cleared. And Elam will go back for it. And it ends up going all the way over the end red line, so an icing call against Fremont. Just under 10 minutes left to go, second period.
Curious if they're going to wave that off there. Derek probably could have had a play on it if he wanted to. So
Linesmen seem content to keep the call the way it was.
Yes, absolutely.
So the Jets get an offensive draw here with Kaufman, Krugel line out there. Brennanman is the other one out there with them behind the net. Krugel comes out to the far side across for Brennanman. Brennanman a shot right on. Rebound. Kaufman was all by himself in front and didn't get a whole lot on it, and Williams is able to make a save. Now the puck into the corner. Kaufman taken into the corner, but then they center it in front. Elam was trying to make a run in from the point. Couldn't get him to pass, and the Flyers will play it out to center. Kaufman, he almost was able to pick the pocket of Jackson Morris. Now goes in on goal, and a shot saved by Krugel, and he'll hang on.
Nice glove save there.
9:10 left to go here in the second period.
Smart
Jets
play.
on top 2-0.
Smart play. Catch it. Don't drop it down. Catch it. Let the guys reset. Whole line change. Nobody's tired.
So face off to the right of Krugel. The Flyers win the draw. That one went toward the net, sticked aside by Krugel. And the Jets clear it out to center. Lemke tried to play it ahead. Now it does get into the zone. And a shot goes wide. Rebound. Bloom able to keep it in there for at least one try. Smith over there in the general area along with Riggs and Lemke. But the Flyers do get it out to center ice. This is Myers. He'll just dump it in. Back of the net, Krugel left it there. I tell you what, there was a Flyer player nearby, and then the Jets do cough it up. And try and work it out to center ice. Puck comes loose, and Bloom there. And he will play it ahead. He was looking for Smith, but it was way too far away ahead of him. They wave off icing, though. It's an odd choice.
Yeah, Cale really didn't have a play on that puck. That should have.
No, the Flyer player, I assume, was why he did it. There was a Flyer player over there who wasn't really looking for the puck, but I'm not so sure he could have got a stick on it even if he wanted to.
I don't think he could. I don't think anyone could.
Straight in front, a shot by Smith, and I'm not sure if Williams ended up getting a glove on it or not. He didn't catch it. It went. I think it might have gone off his glove.
Yeah. He definitely tipped it for sure.
And then Blue plays it toward Lemke. A shot right on. Saved by Williams. And I tell you what, Brian did not do himself any favors as he basically passed it right out to Lemke.
To our guy, and our guy threw it right back at him.
So we're about halfway through the game at this point. 7:39 to go in the second period. Jets on top 2-0. Woodworth line comes out with Wood and Pointland. Amon and Redmond for the Jets. Offensive faceoff. The Flyers, if nothing else, have been really good in the circle today.
They really have. We're going to have a penalty on us.
Delayed call.
It's either going to be an elbow or a roughing.
And we do get the touch up, and the call
high stick.
Is a high stick, it looks like, on Wood.
Okay.
So for the second time, the Flyers will go on the power play. They were unsuccessful their first time, obviously. Hard to be successful and it be 2-0. So under 7.5 minutes to go. Power play here for the Flyers. A shot and a save by Krugel. It was kind of a knuckle puck there.
It's always funny seeing a player go into the penalty box for the Jets when the dad is the one working the penalty box door.
You always wonder when that happens. You always wonder whether or not he missed his dad.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I couldn't do the door, because I'd spend way too much time with Devin in there.
I was just going to say, Devin only gets 4 a game.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If you go over there,
we would have talks that probably would not be too productive.
That threshold might get there pretty quick.
It was always good with Mr. Baker doing the penalty box last year. He'd always send me pictures of Devin sitting there with his head down or mad screaming about something. So,
are you trying to say that Devin occasionally took penalties last year?
I think it was all a big misunderstanding. Him misunderstanding the rules, apparently. So,
Jets send it to the length of the ice. 50 seconds gone by in the power play.
It's all right. We're doing a pretty good job playing keep away here. So,
yeah, they looked pretty decent in their first penalty kill as well. Although the Flyers, that was probably when they had their best chances. As Redmond sends it the length of the ice, out of the net, Williams. And boy, tell you what, that was pretty close. Woodworth was in that general area. If we could have gotten a stick down and stopped that, we could have had a shorthanded opportunity.
Yeah.
As the Jets send it the length of the ice, 35 seconds to go in the power play. Back of his net, Bodie Young. Oh, nice job by Pointland to take that away, but he couldn't gain possession of it, and the Flyers will work ahead. Now through the middle and into the zone. Long shot goes off the end boards, over the net, and then the Jets clear it out of play.
Not bad, not bad.
If it was the NHL, they'd be killing another penalty.
No, not bad. I'd like to see him when we had the puck that far deep in our zone, rather than just dump it when they got, a good line or two before the guys are even near, and hold on to it a little bit longer, and rather than just give it up, but still somewhat effective.
15 seconds left to go in the man advantage for the Flyers. Puck along the near side, and a long shot. Krugel the save. Big juicy rebound in front, but the Jets cleared out of harm's way.
There. Good play.
Now with an opportunity, shorthanded Lee trying to work in on goal. A shot, and I don't know if that hit the defenseman or he was just a little wide on it. Either way, the penalty's over. Flyers 0 for 2 with the man advantage. Jets lead it 2-0. They have a power play goal themselves and an even strength goal. Here's Lee again trying to go right up the middle. Now on the right side, he tried to play it toward the net. That was directed wide. Arnold over there. Lee again with it back of the net. Brody trying to figure out where he wants to go with it. Ended up losing the puck, and the Flyers take over. Whitrock comes in to help out.
Nobody there for the pass. All 3 on the boards.
And that'll allow Fremont to get it out of the way. Pipe with a check, but he didn't get the puck. Elam back to the net. And Pipe sends it around. We're going to get another penalty. Interference, the call. And let's see who is heading off. It might be Elam. indeed that is the case. So Derek off for 2 minutes for interference, it looked like. And the Jets, fresh off of a penalty kill, will have to go right back on it. 4:33 to go, second period. Kansas City on top 2-0. Off the face-off, puck along the far boards. Bloom over there, trying to work it free. Krugel, and the Flyers play it back of the Jets' net. That's taken by Krugel, and he will ring it around, and does come out. And shorthander trying to work ahead with it. And on goal, and a shot from a sharp angle was steered aside for the goaltender. He didn't know where it was. It's in his accoutrement somewhere. But a good opportunity that time by Shaden Brennan.
It was good. It was good. It was a nice shot, but it's one of those shots that the angle is such a tight angle. It's, you don't have much real estate there to make it in there.
Off the face-off. Bloom just sort of plays it into a couple of players along the sideboards. 5 players over there. Fremont trying to work it free. And finally they do with the man advantage for another minute 10. Jets able to get it out to center ice, and once again shorthanded. Krugel trying to work in on goal.
Thompson, good job.
He scores. Thompson, Krugel.
Good
and I don't know what would have happened there had he not ended up managing to score. We'll take a look here. So here's the replay as Krugel picks up the loose puck on the side, and this again, the dive here, if he even, he ends up getting taken down. If he actually leaned into it, he would easily have gotten possibly a penalty shot. So he got taken down, but the momentum of the puck ends up going into the net anyway. So he never did exactly take the shot he wanted, but it was off of his stick.
Right.
Ends up going right through Williams. Short-handed goal makes it 3-0.
There's nothing more of a backbreaker than a shorthanded goal or an empty netter when you're trying to go up by one.
Well, and just like in the other game, in the varsity game, the big deal there is when it's 2-0, the next goal tells the tale.
Yeah.
If you give one up and it's a 2-1 game, then at that point it's anybody's game.
Yeah, that 2-goal lead is a very, very, that's almost superstitious.
They always say the worst lead in hockey.
Yep.
Especially when you're at home.
Yeah, the team that's up to 2 slowly kind of takes their foot off the gas, and the other one gets a lucky play, and they're back in it. And it's hard to rearrange that momentum once it gets changed.
At least that can happen. That's not what did happen. And so that's the thing, is that if you're the other team, what you want to do is get that third goal, and it really changes the complexion of the game, because now down 3-0, if you're the Flyers, you feel like you have such an uphill battle.
Yeah, and I was talking to their president, Warren Peters, earlier, who played for, I think he said 15 years total in the pros, a good season and a half with some of them, and he was also agreeing that 2-goal lead is, you're still in the game with 2-goal lead. 3, 4, then it's kind of out of it. That 2-goal game, or that 2-goal lead,
well, even if
you're right there.
Even if you're, like the Jets were today, you're outplaying the other team, or you're, keeping the puck at the other end. It just takes one mistake,
right?
And then all of a sudden the team's back in it.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it the most dangerous lead. And the Jets managed to get that third goal with 2:15 now left to go in the second period. So they lead it 3-2. I'm sorry, 3-0. Sorry, over Fremont. Puck loose in the middle of the ice. Oh, that's a slash, and there is going to be a call as Riggs had that stick knocked right out.
And they're stuck together in their helmets. There we go.
And so slashing is going to be the call against, I'm guessing it's Milak, M-I-E-L-A-K.
No idea.
It's either Milak or Milak. I'm going to guess Milak. Maybe we'll be able to tell from the PA announcer. And the Jets can finish up this period on the power play. I'm not so sure that there wasn't a different time on the clock, by the way. They put 2 minutes on there, but I'm not so sure that they didn't actually. I don't know. I'd have to check to look at the replay to really know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the way the two are pretty much coincided with one another, it does make me wonder whether or not they accidentally. Ooh.
Well, it looks like the main clock is a half a second faster, so maybe.
Could just be a coincidence.
Yes.
Ooh. So, Jets have the power play. They're 1 for 1 on the power play so far. Played behind and across for Whitrock. He took a big hit, did Whitrock, but got it to Bloom. Lane still kind of slow in getting up. And there's going to be a penalty. I think there's going to be a roughing call.
On him, I believe.
Yeah, so the Jets are going to have a 5-on-3 here.
Lane was able to draw that penalty. Let's see what happens. 5-on-3.
For a full minute 23. In other words, still the rest of the period as things stand right now. The only thing about your logic is I have run our clock in there, and there have been times where I put a penalty up at the end of a period, the next period starts, and the clocks are not synchronized, which just seems weird, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
In the meantime, 5-on-3 situation here for the Jets. Let's see what they can do with it. Oh, big hit on the boards. Lee.
Oh, but good job.
And the Jets do keep it in. Caldwell sends it across, one-timer Bloom, and that hit a leg. Thompson, Krugel.
Way he checked his stick there made me think maybe he heard it snap or something.
Well, if he did,
it doesn't appear to be.
He's still playing with it.
Yeah.
Bloom. Jets get in. Krugel after for it. Played it back for Bloom. Near the line, sends it across, one-timer Caldwell, and he missed everything. Kaufman with it. Half a minute to go. Now back for Bloom again. He'll walk the line. Across, Krugel. Near the dot, a shot, and that, I think, might have hit the mask of the goaltender.
Yes. Hit him in the mask.
And then a shot. And that went wide off the stick of Caldwell.
We got a whistle. We're going to have to whistle his helmet's off.
Yeah, the goaltender lost his helmet. Referee didn't see it for a second.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that shot to his face didn't snap one of the snaps on his helmet.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have just fallen off by itself. 12 seconds left to go in the 5-on-3, 12 and a half in the period. Face off to the right of Brian Williams, who has played a phenomenal game.
He's kept him in there, and it would be a lot worse if he was having a bad day, that's for sure.
Comes back out to Bloom. He'll walk the line. Couldn't pull the trigger, trying to work in on goal. A shot and a save by Williams. There was a rebound right in front, and that's going to do it.
Another good save by Williams.
The buzzer sounds, and the period comes to a close. I'll head to the locker room with the Jets with all the goals. 3-0 our score. So Kansas City, slow start, but they were able to at least get a comfortable lead heading into the second period intermission.
Yeah, they appear to be nice and relaxed skating in, not too stressed out. Maybe they'll come back out and turn on the third period here after they get a Zam break.
We'll take a break, come back with the intermission after this on Kansas City Jets Hockey here on the Jets Hockey Network.
Sounds good.
Jeremy Franklin here from Jeremy Franklin Automotive. This week, everyone's talking about my sale. Why? Down payments are just $2. Trade-ins, I'll pay up to $4,950 over appraised value, even if you owe too much. Why am I doing this? Because it's summer, I'm excited about life, and you should be too. Now let's all say it together. It's my most outrageous sale ever, but only for a limited time. Call today, come in today, whatever you do, don't delay, because today's the day. Is your credit PU? You'll scream woohoo when we approve you. My one and only for the people credit approval process is the real deal. Woo-hoo. So get a nicer, newer car for just $2 down. And bring in your old clunker and get up to $4,950 more than what it's worth. Woo-hoo. This month only for the first 71 customers. I'm Jeremy Franklin. Come see us at Jeremy Franklin Automotive, South Kansas City. Call 816-523-6900 or jeremyfranklin.com. jeremyfranklin.com, where you'll always be. Another satisfied customer.
Call 816-595-9000 for terms and conditions.
How you doing? Richie the Iceman Zamboni here for Kansas City Ice Center. You know, my mother always told me, Iceman, there are 3 things every kid should know. How to ride a bike, how to make mac and cheese and not interrupt my soap opera, and how to ice skate. Well, the Iceman can't help you with your culinary difficulties with your children, but Kansas City Ice Center can sure get you going with those ice skating lessons. Send your kids to Kansas City Ice Center and they'll be skating like they grew up in Alaska in no time. Kansas City Ice Center on Johnson Drive between 435 and K7 is setting up group lessons now for kids of all ages. And when kids are skating, they ain't getting into no trouble. They're having a good time and they're making new friends. Kansas City Ice Center on Johnson Drive between 435 and K7 and online at kcicecenter.com. Put your kids on ice at Kansas City Ice Center. It's cool.
Buying or selling a home is one of the most important investments of your life. When it comes to choosing an agent, look for top performance and customer satisfaction. Combined with state-of-the-art resources and support provided by Reese Nichols, the Kohler-Bortnick team provides a one-stop shopping approach to real estate, customized and put to work for you. The Kohler-Bortnick team is absolutely committed to your satisfaction through superior marketing and constant communication. The Kohler-Bortnick team, honesty, exposure, results. It's what they stand for and what they deliver. Hey, if it's good enough for Jets assistant coach Radoslav Ilo to be part of the Kohler-Bortnick team, it's good enough for you. This Jets webcast is brought to you in part by Bicklemeyer Meats, the Bortnick Law Firm, Edward Jones Investments, Goodwin Homeworks, KC Ice, Kansas Financial Resources, Olive Events and Catering, and Three Peaks Lawn Care. Thanks to all the sponsors and supporters of Kansas City Jets hockey.
Welcome back out to the Sidner Ice Arena here in Fremont. Joel Becker along with Doug Dorley as the Kansas City Jets on top of the Fremont Flyers. 3-0 our score. We'll go over some of the highlights or the highlights from the first 2 periods. It took a while, in fact, nearly the whole first period. With a little less than 2 minutes left to go, the Jets eventually get on the board. And it was a power play goal. Or no, I take it back. It was an even strength goal as Kaufman sent it across to Krugel.
Yeah.
And that got the Jets on the board. The second one was the power play goal, which was in the second period.
Yeah, it's going to come down deep and then get pushed back out to Bo, and Bo's going to walk the line, so to speak, and just a very good, clean shot.
Yeah, that actually should have been an unassisted goal, because it was a Flyer player that tried to clear it and didn't. And that made it 2-0. And then late in the second period, the Jets would get that all-important third goal, and this was the shorty. And Thompson just kind of...
Just a good move and poked it in.
Yep. So that's how we got to where we are right now, 3-0 our score here in the second period intermission. As we were talking about with the varsity game, the key here for the Jets is obviously they're going to have their work cut out for them for the next 2 days over in Omaha. That's a very fine Lancer team. They might be the odds-on favorite in both varsity and JV. I think they're at the top of the league, or at least they were last time I looked a couple of days ago.
Yeah, they're a good team this year. They really are. Jake Ortmeyer took over for the team this year, and he and Christian Graham are running it, and they've been playing well. Hard, gritty goals, gritty players. They've been doing good.
So the good news is coming into, it's a long weekend. The Jets are not used to playing 3 games in 3 days. They only do it twice of the year. The nice thing is that gives us Super Bowl weekend off, unless Waterloo has COVID, like last year. But normally that's what the idea behind having these Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekends. Yeah. So it gives us a chance to have that weekend off. But the thing about it is coming here to Fremont for game number 1, it gives them a chance to get their legs under them and get the weekend going with some confidence.
Yes.
Before they end up playing Omaha. But that's the positive side. The downside is that the level of play they're going to see against Omaha is obviously different from what they're seeing tonight, certainly on the physical side of things. But even just the pace of the game and whatnot, and sometimes it can be really easy for a team to sort of get it. It's like the same way you get acclimated to the temperatures, and 70 degrees seemed like it was ridiculously balmy this week, whereas a month, 2 months ago it would have seemed cold when we'd been in the same sort of situation. When you're used to playing Fremont and all of a sudden you're playing Omaha, you need to step it up if you want to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I guess a positive note for our boys is they're able to kind of, we've talked about it a couple of times, knock off the road warriors, the road legs, so to speak, and get a good skate tonight, get a good sweat going. And it's only a 20, 25-minute drive back into Omaha to get to the hotel, so they can handle that. But the good thing is also they're facing a goalie that's been playing really, really well, and they're seeing even with the level of competition might not be at the Omaha pace, they're still seeing how to deal with a goalie that can block their shots. They've got to figure out how to, what are you going to do when you have a goalie that is playing the good angles and it's blocking your shots? You've got to figure out how to get to the open part of the net. So that part is good for the boys, because even with this competition, they're still having to figure that out, because they're definitely going to see it tomorrow with Omaha.
Well, we have a minute. Want to remind everybody again, the Teddy Bear Takeoff. It's like Chuck a Puck with teddy bears. It'll be coming up on the Jets' home weekend, coming up a week from tomorrow. So on the 25th at KC Ice Center, it's benefit for JVS and Children's Mercy Kansas City. If you're looking at your TV screen right now, you can scan the QR code and get more information. It works from your phone right off your TV screen. I want to thank the Lobos for getting this going and putting all the effort they did into this whole situation. Sponsored by Hallmark and UMB, and it's a nice little slide they put together too.
It is. It should be a great time.
So you got an over/under on how many people are going to get pelted in the back of the head with these.
With the teddy bears?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Chuck a Puck before out at Mavericks or whatever they've done, and I guarantee you some of these teddy bears are not going to make it to the ice.
They're not going to make it, and then you're going to have kids running around there, scooping them up, throwing them over there, and hopefully we can get them all done at one time, and hopefully the Jets score in the first period to get the teddy bears out there. So
that would be the nice thing. The idea is for the 5:40 game time, when the Jets score for the first time, that's when we'll do the teddy bear takeoff. If they were to go scoreless, we'll do it at the end of the first period.
Yes. Yep.
All right, we are here at Sidner Ice Arena this Friday to start off this 3-day weekend. Jets on top 3-0 over Fremont here in the second period intermission. We've got a story from the Right Reverend, Lost in the Storm. And then we'll be back for the third period right after this on Kansas City Jets Hockey.
Hi, I'm David R. Lewis. Welcome to Theater of the Mind. For this Heartland memory, we go back in time about 30 years to a stormy day. When I originally wrote this piece, I was looking out the window at a blustery, gloomy, damp, and rainy spring day. The sky was dark and heavy, pushing gray all the way to the ground. It was just beginning to rain, and it felt as if it would rain for hours. Thunder rumbled in the distance. And even though I was not cold, I shivered a bit in anticipation. I had to go out in a little while, and I dreaded the prospect on such a miserable day. But what made it miserable? When I was a child, the same type of day was a joy. The front porch beckoned, and I would go outside, sit in the swing, and shiver in the cold dampness. I eschewed the use of a coat if I could get away with it, and let the chill and damp crawl beneath my skin just to be closer to the weather, to be more a part of what was going on. When the rain came, it dripped directly off the porch roof, straight to the ground below, and I would watch it as the fat drops splashed into the dirt, turning it to mud, then puddles of dark water. If it rained long enough, the muddy water would eventually become clean and expose the small stones and gravel that lived underneath the dust and dirt the rain had washed away. The water would become deeper, 2, maybe 3 inches, collecting in a shallow trough, eroded by years of days just like this one. The tiny stones shining up through the flickering water, each one different, all just the same. I would lie on my stomach, my face just a foot or so above the surface, the falling drops not quite touching my hair, and gaze into the water, imagining myself there among the stones in that different world. The mind of the child, so ready to do such a thing, so willing to make simple rocks and water another place, another reality. I could plunge to that shallow bottom, tiny and quick, and look up at myself through the water, huge and ponderous, looking back. I could dart among the stones like a minnow, breathing easily, not feeling wet at all, swimming up and down the length of the porch, a towering cement cliff above me. I would flash my sides in the stormy light, enjoying the feeling of the cool water sliding past me as I swam, nosing the raindrop-induced bubbles on the surface, or diving straight to the bottom to investigate an uncovered penny, huge where it lay among the rocks. And then the screen door would open and my grandmother's voice would pull me back. Get up off that cold cement before you catch your death. It's beyond me how you can lay there like that anyway. You don't even have a jacket on. Where's your coat? And I would be back on the porch and cold, and it would all have gone away. Once it was gone, it was gone. Minnows don't wear jackets or have worried grandmothers. Minnows are free of such encumbrance. Hence the joy that came with, however briefly, being one. Sometimes the storm would worsen and lightning would etch the gray. The rain would pour off the roof, bringing violence to the puddles and water misting across the porch. The big oak tree would whistle and celebrate. My elm climbing trees shudder and quake. Starlings flying sideways in the wind, yammering as they struggled to get home, came sliding close to the ground, seeking elusive shelter in the lee of walls. Jessie, the neighbor's cat, ears back, would streak across the yard with concentration so intense he would not notice a bird passing 2 feet in front of his nose. I'd go inside, filch the 2 rag rugs off the top of the old wringer washer, and sneak back to the porch with my grandmother's umbrella. There, against the front wall of the house, mist and rain blowing around me, I'd lie on one rug and cover with the other, then open the umbrella, positioning it against the worst of the spray, and let the storm take me. Willingly, giving myself over to it, gleefully allowing the wind to carry me aloft, I'd let it batter me through the trees. I would bank down alleys, soar along roof peaks, and slide over shingles. As the rain flashed through me, the birds skittered beside me, and the power of the storm spread me thin upon and amid the tempest. Then the door would open again. You're getting all wet. Get up off that porch and get in here. Look at these rugs. Then the reverie shattered. The wind would go on without me. The storm would continue, needless of my support. I would look out the window only an observer, insulated by glass and plaster and lath. But I could remember what it was like swimming in the puddle and flying on the wind. And all those years later, I did remember what it was like. All of a sudden, going out in the storm that day seemed just like the thing to do. At least, that's how it seems to me. I'm David R. Lewis. Thanks for dropping by for this Heartland memory on Theater of the Mind.
Welcome back out to Sidner Ice Arena here in Fremont. Joel Becker along with Doug Dorley sitting in for Homer Scabona today as the Jets on top of the Fremont Flyers 3-0 our score as we get ready to go for the third period of play. Jets have a 38-second power play to get things going here. They did have minute 22 of 5-on-3 time, but were unable to score.
Had a couple good chances, just couldn't get it to fall.
We are underway here in the third period of play. And the Jets on the power play. Whitrock with the puck. Circles around near the half boards. He'll send it, and a sharp angle shot goes off the end boards and all the way out to center ice. Caldwell back for it in the corner. Puck comes up the near side, and it's picked up by Lee. He had it poked away, so he'll have to go for a skate in his own end as well. Now it comes loose. Whitrock on left wing. He'll work back of the net. Penalty's over. Jets 5 aside. They're now 1 for 3 on the power play. Whitrock with it, though. Top of the circle, a shot.
Nice tip by Brody, I believe.
Ended up going wide. Unless Williams may have gotten a piece of it, and the puck comes in front again, Lee, and that hit something. Ended up going wide of the goal. Comes to the far side boards. Bloom able to keep it in. Comes to Whitrock. He tried to walk in front. Sends it across. Got it to Caldwell. He'll just walk the line with it, and his shot goes wide. Rebound Whitrock from back of the net. Tried to center one. He had Lee in the vicinity, but I think it ended up going off a stick and went wide of the goal. Out of the net, Krugel left it there. Caldwell with the puck for the Jets as they try to work out to center ice. Ahead for Lee. Brody plays it into the near corner. Does end up coming away with it. Left it for Kaufman. He's taken down back of the net, but he skates through the checks and trying to walk in front with it. Taken down again. And Whitrock with it. He tried to center it. Nobody there for the Jets, though. And the Flyers do get it out to center ice. We've played a couple of minutes. 2:01 now.
Offsides here.
It's an offsides call. Yes, the whistle. 2:01 into this third period. Jets on top 3-0. Tomorrow, again, we talked about how this is just a different weekend for the Jets. Tomorrow, the JV plays first, as is usually the case. Fremont, and there's like only a couple of teams throughout the league that does that. It's interesting for Fremont.
Is Ames the other one that does it?
I don't know anymore. They used to, and there was a time. There's been a few teams that have tried to do it from time to time, and I know Gary's talked about the idea that they maybe ought to make it standard throughout the league and just require it.
Right. But
they never have. One of the things about it, at one time, teams would sort of choose it based on what their team was like, their strengths,
and
so on.
Playing down, or
with that idea that you have swing players that play both varsity and JV, and a lot of teams would want to play the varsity game
first before their players got tired.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but I can't imagine that that's the case with Fremont. Although maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe they think they have a better chance if they start that way. And it may just be that that's what they've been doing.
Yeah, I can understand if that's the reason for it. I can understand why they might want to do that.
The Jets always had that it was to their advantage to have the JV team play first for exactly the opposite reason, because we always had such a deep bench and generally very few swing players.
But this is good though. That the boys got to be able to play whenever the bell's rung, so to speak. So.
But the other difference to it is that not only are they not used to going second like they are today, the other thing is, normally on a weekend, they're used to playing one day and then waking up early the next morning and playing the next. But tomorrow's games are, I believe, at like 5 and 7 or something. And so
it's a lot of free time for these boys.
Well into the afternoon. They're going to be in Omaha tonight. After the game's over, the bus is going to take them all the way back to a Holiday Inn Express, so they'll also be smart.
That's right. Old Zach Skibby is going to have his hands full tomorrow, corralling these kids all day long.
So we'll see how they do. We'll see tomorrow. Of course, you can pick up all the games on the Jets Hockey Network, hopefully.
Oh, looks like it snuck right in.
Yeah.
He's over there just late getting his pad down.
Wasn't really expecting that to end up going in, as it turned out, but it does, and so the Jets get a 4-0 lead. We'll take a quick look at it. The sequence, the Jets really did have an awful lot of good puck possession time. but they never really, they were kept to the outside by the Flyers, and then finally the puck goes toward the middle. And after a couple of opportunities, and again, the Jets continuing to be tough. And
the Brody that just threw it in there and got it right under his pad?
I think that may be the case, but I can't say that for a fact. But either way, it extends the lead 4-0 our score. Gary's been helping us out with that sometimes, but
yep,
didn't get it this time, or at least not yet. He may not know either. There's a penalty coming up. And a roughing call. I think it's going to be on Pipe. Hunter making his way in that general direction.
Always love to see how our players trying to argue with the ref all the way over there, like they're going to change their mind. From a 16 or 17-year-old kid, oh, you're right, I was wrong. I'll take the penalty away.
Yeah, that very rarely happens.
Very rarely. Even with Coach Emmons and Coach Ratto pleading their case, very rarely they're going to undo a penalty for us.
I have to say, as a referee, I do sometimes enjoy the excuses that you hear.
Yes.
One of my favorites was on an interference call. These were Bantams, so they were 14 and under.
Right.
And it was just one of these situations where the puck's in the corner. There's a player on one team that's going after it, and a player on the other team comes over. And just absolutely creams them. Wood shorthanded makes a nice move.
Good try.
And a backhand shot goes wide of the goal. Then it comes right in the crease. And with him on the doorstep, Williams covers up. So anyway, so the puck's in the corner. The guy's going after it. The guy from the other team comes in. I'm just absolutely creams him about 10 feet away from the puck.
Right.
And so I call interference because he hit a guy who didn't have possession of the puck. And I'm taking him over to the bench, and I said, and he's like, what was the deal? And I said, well, you hit somebody who didn't have the puck yet. And he said, well, he was gonna get it.
Well,
that is true.
That is true. Yeah,
he was going to get it, or probably.
Yeah. And you were going to get the penalty for it. So
I gave him credit for thinking of that, but. Power play here for the Flyers. That was dangerous in front, but luckily for the Jets, couldn't maintain possession of it. Minute to go in the power play. Kansas City on top 4-0. They find a lane and send it down. Pointland shorthanded trying to go after for it in the corner. He will get there first.
Looks like our fourth goal was Riggs, assisted by Elam and Limke.
There you go. So the 7 you saw was 27, not 17.
That's right.
I was going to say, I thought
you're getting old. My eyes are going bad.
I understand. Jets doing a good job on this penalty kill so far.
They really are.
Shorthanded, trying to walk in.
You wouldn't expect that we were on a penalty kill with the way we're possessing the puck and maintaining control of it.
Yeah, Caldwell with a good job. Never could get the shot on goal, though. Down to 20 seconds left to go in the man advantage. 4-0 Kansas City. 9:07 left to go in regulation time. This goes back to the net. Oh, played right in the front, but Caldwell able to steer it out of harm's way and then plays it ahead, looking for Arnold.
Good heads-up play, not dumping it, keeping control of it, skating it down.
Arnold just goes right around the end without really deciding what to do with it. Maintained possessions, but then gets flung around to the far side, and Amon picks up the loose puck. He'll play it ahead for Lee. There's a lot of people on this team have 7s in their number somewhere.
There are.
Got Brody Lee right there. 47.
27, 47, 17. 7.
So we're
and
down.
37 with Kale. I think every every 10 series of a 7 number we can have, we have it.
Pretty much. Speaking of 7s, there are a lot of them on the ice right now.
Oh, that's a good steal.
Yeah. Teams are back to 5 aside, so the Jets have killed it off. That one goes on goal, and boy, almost eluded Brian Williams, and he covers up. With just under 8 minutes left to go in regulation time, Jets enjoying a 4-0 lead over Fremont. So, yeah, unlike a normal Saturday, Sunday, where the Sunday games are at 8 and 10, and JV usually is playing that first one, I don't know if they're going to know what to do with themselves tomorrow.
I'm sure they'll figure out how to sleep in for a little bit, but you know, you got Zach Skibby over there. He'll get him up and moving around, and hopefully they, you know, Zach being a former college athlete will know it's not good to just lay around all day long. Hopefully he'll have them up, moving around, and getting some blood moving in their legs.
Well, and of course they're going to get a really late dinner tonight.
Right.
I'm not really sure what their plan is in terms of, you know, it's a good 30-40 minute drive between here and Omaha.
I think if I remember right, I think they're having pizza for them or something tonight.
That's usually what they do, but that's the thing. If they wait till they get back, like I said, this game's not going to be over. It's already past 10.
Yeah.
So it'll be 10:30, and they won't get there until probably after 11.
Right.
And one good thing is they don't have to worry about the bus driver. You know, that turnaround time. One of the problems you sometimes have when you have a really late game and then an early game the next day.
Bus driver out of hours? Or,
there has to be a certain number of hours between the games that you can't just go too quickly.
Right, yes.
And that won't be a problem today. Sharp angle shot. And that might have hit the post, actually. Based on the reaction of the goaltender, I don't think he touched it. Or at least if he did, he didn't have good control over it and ended up hitting, I think, maybe the outside of the post.
Yeah, he did a great job of just skating through about 3 of their players and just hit the post. And
6:25 left to go regulation time. But, yeah, it's all day. Now, I could use a nap tomorrow. But unlike these kids, I had a whole work week to do stuff. And when it rains, it pours this week. I had to fill in for the news guy all week for the morning news. So I'm up at 4 in the morning doing stuff like that. And then the person who has the shift before mine, the 8 o'clock hour, she tested positive for COVID middle week.
Wow.
So ended up having to fill in for her half the week.
Yeah.
So it's been a long one.
Yeah, it definitely has. That's for sure. Just got a text from old Mr. Scabona. Apparently the pizza is already on the bus for the boys, so they'll be able to eat on the way to the hotel. And
that's something.
Get all nice and fat and happy on the way to the hotel and get there and head to their rooms and relax.
You gonna put a treadmill on the bus, maybe? Here's Riggs trying to work in, looking for his second goal shot. Right on rebound, and Lemke. And he scores to make it 5-0. Even strength goal. But it was a good job.
Good positioning by the Jets, ready for that rebound.
So we'll see it. As they end up going coast to coast. As Riggs, and this turned out to be, let's see, it's kind of like a 2-on-1 down low, and it was, overall a 3-on-3, but Riggs did a good job.
There, waiting for
he
that
takes
rebound.
the shot, and then, like you said, the rebound was right there, and Lemke just tapped it right in. So, Jets 1 goal away from getting the puck.
Good solid check. Good job by Kale. Nice solid check.
So we are down to about 5:20 left to go in regulation time. Lead pass went off a Smith stick, and they are going to call the icing because it did happen just a hair behind. You know, they announced Lemke on the goal. They didn't announce any assists, but certainly Riggs should get one. And then also, I think somebody had fed it up to him way back at our end.
Yeah.
One of our
defensemen. But that was good. You know, you had one guy going kind of wide, another one going to the net, third one hanging high. So
might have been Elam.
Set up nice and ready for those rebounds and shots.
Off the face-off, puck comes to the line, not out. Long shot by Pappas, and that was high off the end boards. Jets take over, and Wood was able to accept that pass and working on right wing. Tried to play it toward the net. That was off a stick and ends up going back of the goal now. Into the near corner. Flyers trying to work it out to center ice. Jets doing a good job of maintaining forechecking pressure.
Job by Jaden.
In front, point let it shot. Pass. And
nice
that
shot.
hit post or crossbar and goes out of play. I heard a ping. Not really quite sure where it hit. It'll stay in the zone, of course. 4:34 left to go in regulation time.
The last goal looks like it was Riggs that got it with Elam and Lemke for the assist. I'm sorry.
It was
Lemke.
Lemke got it
With Riggs and Cale Smith for the assist.
Yeah, I thought I don't know if Cale really got that. Well, we got an incident going on in the near corner.
Some pushing and shoving, extracurricular activities.
It was a hit, and somebody took exception to it. So let's see what kind of penalties Wood, who I think he's feeling like he might have a cut or something. And they're sending him off. But Wood's, that's not the first time he's left games early, unfortunately. Let's see what the calls are.
They're sending them both off, so maybe they were getting them 5 minute. And with their less than 5 minutes of goal in the game, maybe they're just sending them out.
You're not allowed to do that. Unfortunately, the rules of the Midwest League means unless you have been kicked out of a game, unless you've been ejected, you are technically eligible and required for a potential shootout. Even though it is 5-0.
Right.
By rule, you're not really allowed to do that. Now, sometimes they do it anyway because they don't always follow the rules.
Yeah, sometimes.
But by rule, the funny thing is the way they've written the bylaws in the Midwest High School Hockey League, there are scenarios in which games could not legally be finished. For example, if you've seen these situations where there's a dance at school and some kid decides to come play the first period and then leave.
Right.
Because he's got a dance or whatever, but he didn't have to leave immediately.
Yeah,
if that game were to go to shootout and all the players had been used, by rule, you have to use all your players before you can repeat one. And even though he's not here anymore, unless he was injured or he would have to claim that. You'd have to claim that he was injured. And again, it's an easy fix. All you have to do is write in the bylaws that if somebody decides to leave early or whatever,
right,
for a school dance or something like that, then they don't have to participate. The only problem with that is that I imagine they were worried about teams, using the rule. That is to say, if maybe you've got some really good guys and not so good guys, suddenly people have somewhere to go, and then
exactly.
If you've got one guy on your team that's like the best, then literally the rest of the team could say we're injured or or whatever and leave.
Well, you know how it is with the rules. Most of the time the rules are made because somebody
tries to do
something else, and there's another rule that came on, and
still waiting to find out what's going on here.
Looking for an angle somehow, some way.
Unfortunately, in a 5-0 game, you hate because now if Wood did get a game misconduct, which I'm assuming he did, then he's going to have to miss tomorrow's Omaha game.
Yeah, if it's just a game misconduct, hopefully it's not a match to where he's got to sit and take his review by the league.
Again, if I don't think his helmet actually came off.
5 on. Well, we've got 5 out there.
Yeah, there's nothing on the penalties.
And did he just give them a technical, or did he?
Yeah, I do believe. Yeah, I believe an extra penalty was just called, probably because.
Sportsmanlike?
Yeah, I'm guessing because somebody mouthed off. So now the Jets are going to get a power play. Waiting to hear from the PA announcer if they're going to say what kind of penalty. And now are they getting another one or no? I don't think so.
So they're not putting up the one that Jaden and their player got, and they're putting up a 2-minute on this. So did they do offsettings for Jaden and the other guy?
Must have. Whatever happened with the penalties on the two combatants, they were coincidental, whatever they were. Okay. But I don't know if they were 5 in a game for fighting or if they were, misconducts or something, like I said, it's technically not legal for them to send them off the ice for that unless they are game misconducts, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen.
Right.
And there's Dane Koff with a nice little
shot.
Power play goal.
Nice 5-hole shot. All right, so we should have a running clock now, and hopefully get through the game without any other extracurricular activities.
Let's hope so. So here's a look at it. Right off the face-off, it came out.
All right, so I'm sorry, you go right ahead, Joe.
Yeah, and then take a look here, as it was a nice little move for Dane to get into this position in the first place, and then the old wicked wrister. And that does go down as a power play goal.
Okay. All right, and then here are the penalties. It looks like we will be okay, I believe. Looks like Jaden got a checking from behind and a game misconduct. They gave him a major penalty, so that's, I don't know, you're the ref.
Yeah,
but both of them got a checking from behind and a game misconduct, both our guy and their guy.
So that means that we will be missing
Jaden tomorrow, but not Sunday.
Right.
Okay.
So, I mean, unless the league were to decide to do some sort of supplementary.
So then why would that be, instead of a 2 and a 10, why would that be a major?
Well, again, that's a judgment call by the official.
Okay.
So usually
it's a 2 and a 10 for a check from behind?
Well, no, the minimum for a check from behind is a 2 and a 10.
Okay.
So if somebody hits somebody from behind, they get a 2 and a 10 minimum.
Right.
If usually the criteria you use is a couple. If somebody gets injured because of the hit that you do, while USA Hockey does not do the best job in the world of defining the word injury,
yes.
But if somebody does get injured, then that generally will make it a major in a game. The other thing they use in particular for checking from behind is if somebody gets hit from behind in a way that causes him to go awkwardly or head first into the boards.
Kind of an egregious type of hit from behind.
Right.
Right.
So, for any penalty, whether it's a hit from behind or boarding or anything like that, the more egregious it is, the more or violent it is, the more likely it's going to go from a 2 and a 10 to a 5 in a game. But like I said, in particular, you've seen it before where the guy's just a few feet off the boards, where instead of, in other words, if the guy's on the boards and you hit him from behind, sort of smash him into the boards, that's illegal.
Right.
But it's not usually a major in the game.
Yeah, the guy's not necessarily going to get hit or hurt that bad from that type of hit because he's already on the boards.
Right. The problem when the guy's like, say, 3 or 4 feet off the boards and gets hit from behind so that they awkwardly or head first go into the boards, that's how people get paralyzed.
Right.
And so they wanted to make that a very harsh penalty. And so usually in a scenario like that, even if the person didn't happen to get injured, the idea is to make sure that they do get the severe penalty. So clock running here with the Jets on top 6-0.
By those penalties, I would assume, and obviously we didn't see it very well, but I would assume Jaden hit somebody from behind in an egregious way for the ref, and then
somebody must have retaliated
against Jaden, maybe.
Yeah, it could have been the other way around. That
or vice versa. Yeah,
that we were the ones who retaliated, but somebody got hit from behind, and then somebody else came and hit them from behind. Would be what I would assume. The problem is, of course, we couldn't see this because of the
angle that we have
where we are, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And that'll go on goal and covered up. And so we're coming up to the last minute of play. So it looks like the Jets are going to get a couple of good initial wins here on this Friday night. And then they'll have some time to think about it for tomorrow.
They sure will.
5 and 7 are the game times for the first set of Omaha games. And then they do play early on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, if we can get out of here without any more penalties and everybody staying healthy for both teams, then call it a night and get them on the bus.
Absolutely. Wouldn't mind if we had that fall back again. I'm still in favor of doing that every night. I realize we'll be waking up.
It always seems like it's harder for the body to adjust, at least it is for me, when you fall back versus going forward for an hour.
I like the 25-hour day. Elam with the puck in his own zone. And hampered a little bit there by Wellman.
He's playing a game of keep away now.
Yep, well, we're down to 4 seconds left, and that's pretty much going to do it. As Pipe, he did get tripped at the very end there.
Tripped up and
but
skate away.
Yep.
Good job, boys.
And that's going to do it. The Kansas City Jets with a pair of pretty convincing victories. 6-0 the final score here over the Fremont Flyers on the JV side of things.
It's a good game. Good game and good dust off. And I can go get on the bus and get to the hotel and calm down.
So that would be good. We usually give the game winner as our play of the game. And since it was a shutout, that ends up being the first goal that was scored in the game. And this is the one.
Just a good heads-up play, had good vision, saw his partner open, and threw him the puck.
So there you go. 6-0 the final. Doug Dorley filling in for Homer today in this JV game. Appreciate your efforts.
Anytime.
I mean, I guess you're not only just filling in for Homer, you're filling in for Homer and for John. Because
yeah,
originally it was supposed to be John. At least that's what I heard anyway.
Wow.
So
John wanted to pace during the game.
There you go.
Figured I'd take the seat for him.
Well, I appreciate it. So thanks for coming
Anytime,
in.
Sir.
And 6-0 the final score. We will see you tomorrow again. The JVs go first tomorrow. So unlike tonight, it will be 5 and 7, and the 5 o'clock will start with the JVers, and 7 o'clock scheduled start from Ralston Arena there on the community center side in Omaha. 6-0 our final here on Kansas City Jets Hockey. This has been the Jets Hockey Network.
Okay, what happened to your passing? You gotta support the puck. Do I have to tell you this? And we're getting killed on the board. Hello. This is your territory, Grimson. Do your job.
Grimson.
Hello? Oh, hi, honey. What? Now? All right. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Hey, it's my girl.
You know, my daughter.
Love. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.